Okay, welcome to my assignment 2. So this assignment, in my opinion, much better than my last assignment, my first game. I used string manipulation, arrays, one-dimensional and two-dimensional arrays, and I became much more efficient. I used methods that I had in my tools class, and I split the game into methods, so it wasn't just one huge thing. So let's start in the game method. We have all the variables here, but these aren't many because we have 4 other methods in the game. So not everything happens in the game method, which is a difference to my last assignment. So in this game there are 3 rounds, so the user can pick easy or hard, and the question changes. The difficulty of the questions change, and then if they win easy or hard, they move on to round 2, and then after round 2 they move on to the finals. And if they do that, then they win. So then, right away, we have our one-dimensional array called school name. It's just a list of 4 possible high schools that this competition could be taking place in. And then we have GenRand, which uses the method in my tools class that generates a random number, and then it will access the array at that number. And then the high school gets placed right there. And then right here we have string manipulation. So the user has to input a 6-digit number. And then the 6-digit number gets reversed using the method reverse string in my tools class. And then the that reversed string gets replaced. So all the 4s get replaced by 6s in the string, but it's still a string at this time. And then, so right here, if the user doesn't input a 6-digit number, then they get prompted to do it again. And then after it gets, the string gets converted into a integer using the method intConverter that I have in my tools class. And then another use of my tools class is prime, so it counts the amount of times a prime number shows up in the 6-digit number, and then it adds the total number to the number. So it creates a completely random student number, completely different from the 6-digit number that the user inputted. So we have some information here that the user can choose or not, or to read. They don't have to, but it just increases the depth and it gives them more background on the game. And then they choose whether they want easy 1 or hard 2. And then they go to their respective methods. So the first method is easy. And then I have a 2-dimensional array that I use in all my methods except the game method and the main method. So we have questions here, and the user is prompted to answer these, and they have to get the right answer, which is right here. And then right here is the amount of questions that the opponent will get correct, so the score that the opponent will get. And then right here we have a one-dimensional array that a name array. It just generates, down here generates the random number based on this one-dimensional array. And then the question amount here is randomized. And then there's one other competitor, and just by entering into the round, they get $50+. Oh, and the user actually starts with $0. Sorry, they don't start with anything. Okay, so then there is a for loop right here. Extremely core part of my game. So I use the method print question 1. That's in my tools class, and that saved me at least like 500 lines of code, because if not, it would have taken much longer. It condenses everything into essentially one line, and then it takes the math question at I, because and then I starts at 0, and then it goes up by 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, until the question amount, which is completely random. And then right here, the second number is the score, so, or the value of the question. So each of these questions are worth 1. And then right here, the score is added up, and then the user has the opportunity to buy 1 point with $50, which essentially they're wasting all their money in exchange for possibly getting the chance to win. So they get 1 added. And then math.max is used here to determine who won. And then if the user wins, they head on to round 2, and their money gets transferred. And then here's the next method, hard. Essentially, it's just the same as the easy method with much harder questions right here in the 2-dimensional array. There's another 1-dimensional array right here. It's randomized. And then there's a for loop right here that uses print question 1, and then uses math.max again to find the winner. Essentially, it's just the same thing with harder questions. And the money gets transferred. And the one slight difference is that instead of $50, they get $100, which is double. PPU. Next is here round 2. So you see the parameters into money, so the money is already transferred. And then another 2-dimensional array. So the questions are much harder than or they're harder than those in the method hard, but they're all possible. They're all mental math problems. Nothing too crazy. Another name generator right here, and then the user gets $300 by passing the first round. And then another for loop right here where it's the same thing except the value of the question is 2 instead of 1, so it's doubled. And then math.max, and then it determines the winner, and right after that, if the user wins, he heads off to the finals. This is my very last method, math finals. So then right here, the correct op, which in the past has been completely random, but I decided here that since it's the finals, the opponent must have been pretty good to get this far. So at least they should at least be getting 3 correct. That's an extra challenge for the user, because the opponent could get 3 correct or possibly even 5 correct. And that would be quite bad. And then right here, mob promise a boolean. And then another 2-dimensional array. Pretty hard questions, but again, it's all mental math, so the user, it's possible to do them. And then just by participating, they get $3,000 added to their account, I guess. And right here, they get approached by a mob boss who tells them that if they lose the finals on purpose, they get $10,000, which is double what they usually get if they win. So then another for loop, and this time, since it's such a low number of questions, they're valued at 3 instead of 1 or 2. And right here, math.max, and then determines who wins or who doesn't. And then if they win right here, they get $2,500. Right there. Perfect. But if they made that promise to the mob, then they get taught a lesson, and they actually lose all their money. So that's what they get for not keeping a promise, I guess. And then if they lose, they don't get anything. They already got their $3,000. But if they lose on purpose, or just happen to lose and they made that promise, then they get $10,000 from the mob. And that's it for my assignment 2.